Hello guys, how are you? Today I will discuss with you the Certified in Plumbing Design, CPD. We will talk about the course and the exam. Let me share the screen. So Certified in Plumbing Design, CPD course. We will talk about overview about the exam, highlights, and some introduction about the course. This is the table of content. We will talk about CPD introduction, CPD course schedule, and what we are taking in day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6, and day 7, day 8, then the course outcome, and we'll talk about some certified courses from Book and the professional courses. And this will be end of day 1, which is introduction and overview of CPD exam and course. Okay, first of all, let's introduce CPD. CPD, Certified in Plumbing Design. It's a top international credential in plumbing engineering. CPD sets standard for leadership in plumbing engineering and demonstrate formal recognition of outstanding professionals in plumbing engineering. It's developed and issued by ASPE, American Society of Plumbing Engineers, and the ASPE is approved by American National Standard Institute, or ANSI, as a accredited standard developer. And CPD is preferred qualification in plumbing engineering by top employers, as we are seeing in the next slides. This is an example for this year, 2021. We can see here the CPD credential is preferred by top employers to hire senior engineers. For example, here, Ecom required CPD certification for senior plumbing engineers. And here, one of the most common and famous consulting, Bay Consulting engineers, when they ask for lead plumbing engineer, they also require certified plumbing engineering credential. And here also Arup requires senior plumbing engineer who holds ASPE CPD certified credentials. This is just the examples. So the course schedule for CPD. In day 1, which is today, we'll talk about introduction about plumbing engineering and CPD exam overview, and we'll talk about orientation about the overall course. In day 2, we'll take section 1 and 5 from CPD review manuals. We'll about gathering information and administration and some key terminology with quiz. In day 3, 4, 5, and 6, we'll take the core content of the course, which is design. In day 7, we'll take 2 sections, 3 and 4, specification and construction service, and the quiz. And in day 8, which is the last day, we'll take general review, and you will also have online exam together as a simulation for the actual exam. So day 1, introduction and orientation, it's 1 hour. Introduction about plumbing engineering, CPD exam overview, and orientation about the course. The main reference for the CPD exam, we have ASPE 4 volumes here, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and the domestic water heating design by ASPE as well, and CPD review manual, plus bulletin, and also we have one more book, which is Engineering Plumbing Design by Alfred Steele. The definition of plumbing engineering, it's planning, designing, installing, and testing of plumbing system. And who is responsible for plumbing engineering? Normally is mechanical or civil or MEP engineer. It's different from country to country. The rules of mechanical engineer or civil engineer in plumbing system. Normally mechanical engineer, he cares about system of plumbing inside the buildings. And the civil engineering, he cares about infrastructure. The relation between plumbing engineering and public health engineering in UK. In UK, they care mostly about public health engineering as a part of plumbing engineering because of the human and public health. And of course, plumbing engineering or plumbing system is required for any construction type, whatever, commercial, residential, industrial. For example, in USA, the responsible engineer for plumbing system is a mechanical or plumbing engineer. And the responsible engineer in UK is called plumbing health engineer, mechanical engineer, or plumbing engineer, and sometimes MEP engineer. In some Arab countries, the responsible engineer about plumbing system is mechanical or civil. Here we take some overview about the exam. Okay. The number of domains or number of sections in the exam, it's 5 sections. The type of question, it's MCQ, multiple choice questions. Total number of questions is 100. And the total number of questions per each section. Section 1 and 5, we have 11 questions. Section 2 is the main and the core content, which is design, 65 questions. Section 3, we have 13 questions. Section 4, we have 11 questions. The duration of exam, 3.5 hours, and it's open book exam. You can bring any book of the reference, as we mentioned earlier, or any lectures with you, but you have to print it and bring it as a not stapled. You have to blind it or bend it. It was not allowed to use loose papers. The time and the location of exam, it's every year in April month. It's online. This year will be proctored. You can take it at home. Who is eligible to sit for the exam? Okay, you should have bachelor plus 4 years of experience, and the exam fees, it's $450 if you are a member of ASPE, or $675 for non-members, and membership fees, it's $190 as the original or ordinary or conventional membership, and $30 for students. This orientation about the course, as we mentioned, day 1, it's covered today. It's introduction and orientation. Day 2, section 1 and 5. Day 3, 4, 5, and 6. Every lecture will be 2 hours. Total 8 hours for 4 lectures. Day 7, section 3 and 4, 1.5 hours, 1 lecture. Day 8, sorry, it's the final lecture. It will be a review and the exam. So day 2, section 1 and 5, it will be gathering information and administration and some key terminology, plus quiz and assignments. So in day 2, the first part, section 1, gathering information. What is gathering information? We will talk about scope of work, which is the main document before you start any project. And we will talk about the responsibility of project managers, how you coordinate with him, and how you coordinate with stakeholders in the project. Then we talk about construction budget, type of estimate, early estimate or later estimates, and some constraints in the budget. And we'll talk about authority, like AHJ, municipality, fire department, health departments, and we'll take the difference between code, standard, and regulation. Also, we'll explain what means by utilities like water, sewer, gas, what mean by site utility plans, topographic plan, and municipality. This is an example of topographic plan on the left side. On the right side, something like NOC or site utility plan, which demonstrates the pipe sizing and the location. But topographic here, it's only shows the contour lines. On the same day, day 2 section, we have the second part, which is administration. We'll talk about the budget, schedule for design and site supervision, how we can make estimation for the costs and schedule, based on number of drawings, specification, man-hour cost, overhead, profit, engineer fees, and the schedule for design. How you can start to before you design, how you start with drawing, floor plans, riser, stacks, roof, drain, piping layout, some calculation, equipment schedule, specification details, and the order of them, and some construction estimate like preliminary estimate, final estimate, and types of cost like cost per area, or cost per fixtures, or cost as a percent of total project cost. And you have how to calculate the material and the equipment, take off from drawing and specs, and some labor costs. And also we'll take some key terminology like ASME, ASTEM, AWWA, ANSI, ASSE, what is site survey, what is site utility plan, code standard regulation, guidelines, authorities. And also we'll take quiz. Each lecture we have quiz at the final to test you how you can, did you grasp or did you understand the lecture or not. The quiz will be similar to the exam questions like why, what, when, how, where, if, define, do, is, which, true or false. And we will take some in quotes and terminology as an additional part of the course to help you to manage, because the CPD it's a pure technical course, and we will give you some additional part to teach you how to manage the project. Day 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be all about design. Section 2, as we talked earlier, it will be 8 hours. Each lecture is 2 hours. Section 2, design, we will take the whole 15 chapters, then quiz and assignment for every lecture. In day 3, we have 3 chapters. The first chapter, flow and drainage system, we'll talk about mining formula, sewer, storm water, and invert level, cover level, etc. And the interior drainage system, like fixture drains, branches, stacks, hydraulic jump, and vent system, types of vent like vent stack, stack vent, distance from vent trap, common vent, individual vent, circuit vent, relief vent, vent sizing, how you make sizing for the vent pipes, and very important terminology like surge pressure zones, how we define it, how to avoid it. This is the example of the street services on the left side here, as we see sanitary line, storm line, water line, and some manholes. And here we have hydraulic jump in the stack, base of stack. And here we have type of vent like relief vents, stack vents, vent stack. In day 4, we have 3 chapters. Stormwater system, talk about downspout, roof drain, material types, sizing, velocity of flow in stormwater, subsoil drainage. Then we talk about side drainage system, design procedures, storm frequency, rainfall data, runoff, hydraulic design, etc. And domestic water system, talk about Reynolds number, Bernoulli's equation, Hazen-Williams equation, what difference between static head, velocity head, residual pressure, water fixture units, minimum pressure at fixture units, minimum size of the piping, procedure for sizing pipes, and the installation and types of valves. It's the example here of sizing water supply, and here example of sizing sanitary and stormwater. Then day 5, we talk about domestic hot water system, safety devices, hot water demands, water heaters type, hot and cold water mixing, circulating system, piping and sizing, and thermal expansion and contraction, pipe movement, joint support anchors, backflow prevention like cross connection or air gap, vacuum breaker, double check valve. The example of hot water system, up feeding, down feeding, and type of heaters. In day 6, we'll talk about pumps, pump curve, affinity laws, cavitation, series and parallel connection, pump heat gain, and talk about difference between sump pump and ejector pump, ejector basin, ejector sizing, sump basin, sump pump sizing and controls. And also sustainable design like lead dredging system for buildings, water reduction, waste water management, energy efficiency, solar water heating, geothermal system, etc. And fire protection system like sprinkler system, standpipe systems, water system, fire pump, alarm. Fuel gas system, pressure, specific gravity, materials, installation design, testing, sizing, and the medical gas system. Talk about levels and difference level of medical gas system, electrical bar and emergencies, source equipment, valves and piping. An example for the fire pump curve, best efficient point, head efficiency, peak horsepower, and here difference between ejector and sump pump. Then we took quiz, as we took before, with code and terminology. And in day 7, we take 2 sections, 3 and 4, it will be 1.5 hour lecture, specification, construction service, quiz, and assignments. Okay, the first part will be section 3, talk about specification. What is the purpose of specification? The most important document in any project. What difference between addendum and change order? Specification types, either it's open, closed, and bidder choice, best bids with alternatives. The formal specification, like construction specification institute in USA, CSI, master format, sections of specifications, and where is the plumbing exactly holds in. Divisions, general, product, execution. This is the 3 main parts of specification. And the coordination with other disciplines like mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, civil engineer, architect, and some terminology like drawings, shop drawing, approved. In specification, we can write assigned, specialist, directed, furnished, provide, install. What difference between this terminology and how much they are important. This is example of specification. As we see here, 3 main parts: general, product, execution. And here, this is as per CSI, the plumbing normally come in the 22 division. Okay, and here plumbing systems, as we see here. And section 4 will be about construction services, like site observation and inspections. What is the responsibility of observer or inspector, the authorities of him, and how we behave with contractor for a smoothly project execution. And different types of contractor submittal, like material submittal, RFIs, either as approved or as noted or revised and submit or not approved. And what types of tests, and either it's required witness or not, the backfilling, the air test, the hydrostatic test, exit filtration test, and the field accident, if there are any, like rupture of pipes, damage, injuries for people, and how we report them with some site photos, and we can report it to the project manager or to the owner or to the engineer. And the field condition, like change orders and the claims by contractors. Then, as normally, we have the quiz with the code and terminology. And in day 8, the last day, will be review about all lectures of CPDs. And we give study plan for all engineers who plan to sit for the exam. Then we have online CPD exam, multiple choice. It will be exactly a simulation for the actual exam to help you to prepare and to succeed in your exam. So what is the outcome and the benefit for you from this course? You will be expert in plumbing engineering, and you will be able to design all plumbing system in professional way, because we mix between academia and the fundamental of engineering with the best practice in industry. Then you will have higher job opportunities with top employer, as we mentioned in the first slides. It's referred credentialed by top employers in plumbing engineering. Then you will gain knowledge from code standards and get experience from industry and professionals. You will get course completion certificate from NGBook when you pass your exam online. Then you will be qualified to pass the CPD exam from ASPE USA and be listed in CPD directly. CPD directory is a very important part in ASPE website. For all engineers who pass the CPD, they will be listed in this directory, and the owner, employer, or your colleagues and peers, they can check anytime either you have the CPD credential or not through the ASPE website. The last benefit, you can attend this course as a lifetime, anytime, for free. This example for our certified engineering course in NGBook, we have multiple professional certificate and certified certificates. For certified engineering, we means the competent and expert engineer. So we provide some benchmarking credentials, like this course for plumbing, for example, CPD. In the fire, we provide CVS. In construction management, we provide CCM and CMIT. In green building sustainability, we provide also lectures and course to prepare for the exam of lead GA or lead green associate and lead AB. In the maintenance and reliability and asset management, we also provide CMRP or certified maintenance reliability professional and certified industrial engineering course and certified asset management course or SCAMA course. In HVAC, you provide HPDB, high performance building design professional, and the BCXB, building commissioning professional. Engineering management, we have two courses, CBM and CAM. Then you'll be certified engineer when you pass your exam. In professional engineering course means the courses which qualify you to get the professional engineering license, either from US, or from Canada, or from Australia and Europe. In US, normally it's FE exam, then BE exam, then you get the license. In Canada, the same, we have FE and BEng. In Europe, it's like reporting after you get your master's degree. In Australia, the same. Then you'll be licensed and registered engineer. You'll have your own stamp and own signature. Like that, signature and stamp. And here we go. This is the end of day 1 CPD course. I hope you get enough information about the CPD course, and you will be welcome to visit our website ngbook.com to have overview about our courses. And if you are interested to register with us in the CPD course, please visit our website ngbook.com. Thank you.